All right, my life is like a weird game show as your planetary defense commander, where I do the best I can during a month or during the year, and then hopefully at the fundraiser at the beginning of the month, it all pays off. Anywho, I got 2.5 days left in my fundraiser. I got $1,377 left to raise. If you'd like to contribute or donate to keep THORnews up and running, especially during hurricane season where I super kick ass, I got a snail mail, a PayPal, a CashApp, a Patron, and a whole lot of love for you. All right, let's get to it. Let's start with clear and present dangers now and in the possible future. Here, we're looking at the 48-hour mixed precipitation map, and the green and darker green is rain, and the red is possible severe weather. And so, once again, the same regions, if you'll see, like Mother Nature's been picking on this area a lot, and that trend is going to continue with the possibility of flooding. And remember, these areas are heavily saturated with rain, as since the middle of May, when Jupiter entered Pisces with Neptune. We've been seeing a lot of rain in these areas, and that will continue. And they've been getting soaked up in the Northeast at parts as well, but not as much down in the South. South including Texas and Louisiana and parts of Arkansas. And so you can see today's rain map contains a lot of rain, over like 50% of the United States of America. Tomorrow's rain map has rain over 33% of the United States of America. And then the day after tomorrow's rain map has about 50% of the United States of America getting rain, and parts of the Northeast in the severe weather zone. I don't know if you've been paying attention, but we've had a lot of yellow severe weather zones over the last month. And today is officially hurricane season. Just letting you know. But hey, great news. Apparently, me saying we need to be on super hurricane watch for the 14th of June has jinxed it, and the hurricane has disappeared off the GFS map. But if you're watching there, we're still getting a low pressure zone that appears. So we're now looking at the 16-day GFS, and no matter what, we're going to continue to watch because 14 days is a long way away in the year 2021, if you get my vibe. Another thing I want to point out here is you'll see we get moisture coming in, spinning around the high pressure system that comes into the Gulf, and then we'll get moisture that comes into the mountain complex here. See, it just boom, it appears. And then sometimes we get moisture that comes in from the Pacific Northwest, though it usually stays high as California's hot under fire conditions and is in severe drought. So, and there's no reason to fearmonger hurricane season. Like, we got hit with a bajillion storms last year. Luckily, none of them were over Category 3, although one of them got upgraded. I forget which one it was in retrospect. But I'm just saying, either way, I would prepare for a pretty dang wild hurricane season. But no matter what, around the 14th, we're still watching, as there will be a lot of moisture in the Caribbean, and it still continues to spin up a low pressure system. If you've been following me long enough, I believe we have an atmospheric defense team that has been in action since 2019, and they try to separate the low pressure system from the convection, which prevents, Category 4, Category 5 hurricanes. And we usually, if we do see a hurricane hit the USA in that period of time, it develops right before landfall, and usually it only makes it to about a Category 2, which can still do a lot of damage. And we're only 2 years into that theory, so we'll have to keep paying attention. But you can see a lot of moisture coming out of the Gulf. And I want to point out some things, if I can. Like some of these frames that I've seen in here, where were they? Are they not? Maybe they're not on this one. But it shows the possibility of lots and lots of rain. Like, I guess it's from yesterday, but there was one where it had like pretty much the entire area covered in green. This run is not as deep, but we're definitely looking at tons of moisture around the 14th. And if I had to predict when we would see our first landfalling hurricane, that would be somewhere between June 14th and July 14th. So it's a pretty big window. We now move our attention to the sun, because when the sun acts weird, Earth weather acts weird, and people act weird, and the sun is waking up from a solar minimum, and we're heading towards a solar maximum that should happen around 2025. And right now we have 2 sunspots on the sun. We have one here and one here. At the moment, this is a plage, but it could change to a sunspot at any point in time. And then you have another one behind it. And there's a chance we will be getting sideswiped by a coronal mass ejection today. But there's no doom and gloom in a sideswiping coronal mass ejection. For there to be doom, it would have to be like an X-class flare that would be straight towards Earth, and we're not in that zone yet. I mean, that's possible, but it probably wouldn't happen for a while. I ain't that worried about it. I'm more worried about people. If I had to have a number one fear as your planetary defense commander, it's people losing their minds and doubling down on war and divide and conquer. But like I was saying, we are watching the possibility of this coronal mass ejection just barely sideswiping Earth, which will cause a lot of neat aurora, and people may be acting a little skitsy. Also, since 2015, we've been having a friendly competition, basically me versus the entire truth community on YouTube. Put an asterisk behind friendly, by the way. They don't always play fair. They all bet that we're going to some grand solar minimum, meaning that it would like bottom out forever at some point, and the sun would go to like almost no activity. And I bet that the solar cycle 25 would be extremely active and exceed everybody's expectations. And so, with the new May numbers in, you can see here that the sunspot progression values, NASA and NOAA, who are higher than grand solar minimum, predicted an 11.8 values when May's values were actually almost double that at 21.2. So that is like 10 or 11 months in a row that sunspot progression has exceeded the NASA NOAA projections and definitely the grand solar minimum projections. And you can see here that this solar cycle so far is more powerful than solar cycle 24. How powerful will it be? I don't know, man. At this point, nobody knows what the sun is going to do. Okay? Great. NASA's picture of the day includes the Elon Musk Starlink star trails. And the more satellites he puts up, the more astronomer photographs will look like this. Oh, golly. But the big story today is hurricane season. It has officially begun, and it runs all the way through November. Remember, when the hurricanes finally show up and start heading towards the USA, they don't stop for months, bro. So let's be ready. Earth is smoking just like a dragon. Or maybe that's fog. Earth is fogging just like a dragon. Doesn't quite have the same ring to it, doesn't it? But that does kind of look like a dragon. I thought that was neat, so I shared it with you. You gotta roll, baby, roll. Emily Roller. Amazing shot taken at the Garden of the Gods over the weekend by Lars Leber Photography. Wow. Yes, that is impressive. Storm's Edge says, while we have areas to watch for the West Pacific and even the Southern Hemisphere, things will start heating up for the Western Hemisphere. 2 areas to watch are the Tropical Hazards Outlook sometime next week. This time of the year, CAGs, or Central American gyres, typically get going, sometimes produce tropical systems. What that basically means is you will get your systems that form down here somewhere, and then they'll move up into the Gulf. They're almost always Gulf-centric, and so we will be on the lookout for that all throughout June, which is homegrown systems that come throughout about here. Okay? And if you look here, we're getting a giant volcano/earthquake signal down near Chile. That's pretty big. Usually when you get these black marks of dryness, about 30-40% of the time you get some type of an earthquake or volcano eruption. So let us be on the lookout for this area, because that is a pretty big signal sign right there. Asteroid KT Lang just sped past Earth. It was really big. They said it was like the size of the Eiffel Space Needle. Is that even a thing? Anyway, I made an edited video on that and other asteroids that are passing by. I put 3 jokes in it. So if you want to watch it, it's the video before this, and it's edited. I'm going to make more edited videos in June for you guys. So let's all celebrate. Yes, the West Coast is still doing cool cloud things. Thanks, Weather Deck. Just a reminder, yes, it's hurricane season again. This meme provided to us by Matt Lanza. Here we get a 32-hour look at Tropical Storm Bianca in the Eastern Pacific. I think it could cause problems to the Philippines. We'll have to continue to pay attention. Oh, yeah, I went a while without mentioning volcanoes during this video, but here we go. Yellowstone Volcano Observatory Monthly Update. Summary: 72 located earthquakes, continued caldera subsidence, no defamation of Norris. Yeah, it's weird when you defame a volcano. And 2 steamboat geyser eruptions, 12 total in 2021. And people are always like, why don't you ever talk about supervolcano Yellowstone? And I'm like, well, because if the supervolcano erupted, we'd probably all die. And so there's not really much to talk about other than that. I don't think it's going to happen, though. Even though all gas giants are on the same side, I think that on a giant planetary scale, volcano eruptions will be manageable, though for the people near the volcanoes, maybe not so much. They're having crazy tornado outbreaks in China. Severe tornado outbreak ongoing in Heilongjiang province in China now. Many significant tornadoes touched down in the last several hours. And so, yeah, I mean, 2021 is weird. 2021 will continue to be weird. You know, and I think things are going to be weird and strange on every level, including volcanoes, earthquakes, and weather, through 2024, possibly 2026. So, let's all stay cool, be ready, and try and work together as a team. Man, that's what I suggest. Asteroid Fight Club, my friends. Also, there are super duper bad flooding situations happening in New Zealand as we speak right now. This aerial footage showed the extent of the flooding in New Zealand's Canterbury region. They have tales to tell. Yesterday, as forecasters warned of possible heavy rain into the evening before conditions improved. And we're definitely going to be seeing more flooding and problems in Texas and Louisiana as Mother Nature has a target over us. And this is Friday through Sunday, even though today is only Tuesday, and we're definitely going to be seeing more rain through the week. So buckle up, buddies. But hey, I will be here for you every single step of the way. And I will be over covering every single hurricane there is, letting you guys know every step of the way. And I totally and absolutely survive and thrive and depend on your support and contributions. So if you'd like to keep THORnews up and running, you can make a contribution to my snail mail. I got a PayPal, a CashApp, a Patron, and only $1,377 left to go with 2.5 days left in this June fundraiser. I want to say thank you again to Asteroid Fight Club. You guys have been incredible during my 8-year run at THORnews. And definitely thank you to Melissa. You are awesome. Angel, you are awesome. Charles, you are awesome. Dave of Fountains by Design, you are awesome. Randy, you are awesome. And everybody in Asteroid Fight Club, you guys are awesome. Remember, every dollar helps, and this is my full-time job. Don't have a wife, don't have a girlfriend, don't have kids. This is what I do. And definitely, I'm all in on hurricane season, trying to give you guys the best information possible and anything that really contains Planetary Defense Commander, yo. And I thought it was interesting when they did a global asteroid simulation prevention thingy. They named the asteroid 2019 Planetary Defense Commander. I thought that was nice. All right, God bless everyone. Have a great day. I'll be talking to y'all in the near future. Peace out. Stay cool.